Hey, comic book fans, my nerdy friends, and my geeky compadres, what's going on? Welcome to another Tradin with RWC. This time we're going to be taking a look at 3 volumes of one title, and that is Chew. Okay, so Chew is an Image comic book by John Layman and Rob Gilroy. Very different. I recently read some Gotham Central and some of Ed Brubaker's criminal books and his Sleeper, and they're all detective stories. Apparently I'm on a detective kick. But this is completely different, completely wacky, completely out there, and I loved it. You kind of have to go into it thinking that it's supposed to be funny, and it is. But if you go into it thinking that you want a true detective story, this is probably not for you. But we have here Tony Chew. He is the main character. He is a special kind of person. When he eats things, aside from beets, he gets a feeling of the entire life cycle of the thing he was eating. So it goes through it in here multiple times, almost at the beginning of every issue in the first volume, where it says when he eats an apple, he can tell where it was grown, what pesticides were used, when it was harvested, and when he eats something like bacon, well, you get the idea. So I can show you a picture of that right there. So, so he gets these flashes of things when he eats, except for beets. Don't really know why, but beets is something he can eat. It's the only thing he can eat without getting these terrible flashes. But this is the cast of characters is so great in here. Tony Chew has his special power. 2 other people in the world have this power. One of which being Savoy, who is his partner in the first volume. He also has this power, but he mentions something where I don't think Savoy's power is as strong as Tony's. And then there is this girl that Tony meets, mostly in, I think, volume 2, but they get into it a whole lot in volume 3. This female right here, who is his girlfriend, what's her name? I forget her name. Is it Wilhelmina? Or was that somebody else? She has the power to eat something and write down a description of how it tastes, so much to the point that people can actually get the sensation of tasting it. There is a point in here where she writes about some rancid place, and causes everybody to have food poisoning. So that was pretty fun. Her name is Mince. Her last name is Mince. I can't remember what her first name is, but so we have these people with these powers, and then they also live in a United States where the supposed bird flu killed millions of people, and they have now outlawed any form of poultry or fowl. You can't eat any birds. You can't own any birds. You can't raise any. It's a federal offense. And Tony Chu he was a detective at the beginning of the first volume, then turns out to be part of the FDA, who is like the most powerful force in the world, it seems like. But yeah, he works for them and uses his powers to track down bad people by eating different things, most of which seem to be dead people. See what I mean? Like, you can't take this seriously, and you can tell by the artwork that you can't really take it seriously. I mean, his partner, Savoy, is like this gigantic bulk of a man right here. Tiny little legs and huge body. But yeah, it's. I have a fun time reading it. I think it's funny. There's a whole lot that goes on in these 3 volumes, much to which I don't want to speak on, just because I kind of want you to read it. And I think you should. I think it's a great series thus far. And like I said, there's a lot that just goes on. I just kind of give you a quick overview, but the cast of characters is so funny. He has another partner in here who is like a cybernetic homosexual partner who is like self-loathing. And it's kind of funny. He tries his best to be all masculine and stuff, but ends up sleeping with a boss on Tony Chu's behalf, like to cover for him, which is kind of funny. It's really funny. And then there's this gangster guy that they have to deal with, who's like used to deal with heroin and now he just deals in chicken. There's this whole like black market chicken thing going on, and it's really funny. And then Tony has a brother who had a cooking show, which ends up being a really hilarious thing. And it's just funny. It really, really is. It's great. I enjoy it. I'll be picking these up whenever I can. I don't know how many volumes are out right now. I want to say like 8 or something. But so far it's just been fantastic. There's this underlying theme of like the government made up the bird flu. And there's all these people trying to create different foods that taste like chicken. And it's just funny. I mean, I can understand where people might not like it that much. But if you put aside all the absurd qualities of the book, it actually is, like, if you want to look at it as a detective story, it actually does have quite a bit of like legitimate detective work in it, but most of it's just funny. So that's it for now. That's Chu, and I'll talk to you guys later.